good evening and welcome to the matchday preview for Nottingham Forest versus Leeds United. Away trip for Leeds before the international break. And we're coming into this on a little bit of form. Gary Monk with some very drastic changes for the midweek cup tie against Luton. 1-0 win, which was really all that was important, just to keep the team's momentum going. And a chance to have a look at some of the fringe players that a lot of people are clamouring for to have back in the sides, the likes of Luke Murphy. I personally don't think Luke Murphy adds anything to Leeds United, and he's one of the players I'm glad to see out of the squad at the moment. He's been a good guy, unbelievable professional, handles himself well, but just if we're to progress the club, he's not good enough. But it was nice to see Gary Monk give these guys the opportunity midweek. 11 changes. I think as Adam Pope said it himself on BBC Leeds during the week, he's never seen anybody do that for a competitive game. So big risk for Gary. Got the 1-0 win. But what he gets from that is a chance to come into this game with a fresh squad. Will he make 11 changes again? Tough one to say. He did say that just because the players were rested for the game during the week, that didn't mean they were automatically going to start. He doesn't strike me as the type of manager who is likely to do that. He strikes me as someone who's very analytical about what he does. He seems to watch the games back. He seems to look at his opposition, look for the threats and weaknesses of that opposition, and put a team out accordingly. And I have to say, it's refreshing to see it. It's worked so far, but Nottingham Forest will be a very tough ask away at City Ground. Some breaking news that came through today. Tyler Denton has signed a new 3-year contract. Fantastic to see a left back signing a new contract with all the stuff that's going on with Charlie Taylor at the moment. Noted that Tyler Denton's agent is former Leeds United left back Ian Hart. And Ian said after the game during the week he couldn't wait to get Tyler on a long-term contract at Leeds. Tyler Denton's described this as possibly the best week of his life so far, scoring an absolute wonder goal. He said it was the first time he scored since under 10s, and the players commented that he never even scores in training. So delighted for Tyler Denton to get his chance at left back. Did really, really well. He is a young guy. We shouldn't start doing what we always do with young players coming through Leeds and clamouring for him to start every single game of the week. We should be patient with this one, sit back and wait, and it will happen for him. He's a good kid. He's a very strong pre-season, has a really good attitude and showed what he could do during the week. It might be an idea to see him go out on loan, but I don't think that will happen unless we bring somebody else in at left back instead of Taylor, with that risk that Taylor could leave. Also that came through today, Dario Meadows has signed from AS Roma on a season-long loan with a view to a permanent move. Dario is coming in as part of the development squad, which is quite thin. Contrary to what some people have been saying on Twitter, our youth setup hasn't been decimated by releases. It's been decimated by players moving into the senior squad. You can go through the senior squad, the likes of Calvin Phillips, the likes of Jerry Taylor, we've had Sam Boyan before, Lewis Cook. Players that would still be playing at that are just graduated from that, have been pushed forward an awful lot sooner. This is an interesting one because although Dario, people are saying it's another loan signing, I personally am a fan of the way we do this. This is a real try before you buy option. We have made some horrendous decisions in the past when it comes to buying players. So it's great to see us bringing in players on loan. We can have a look at Dario in an English environment and a pitch against English players, or at least in the English style of football, and see how he handles himself, and can he become accustomed to the style of play that we have here. He is dual citizenship. He is born in England but raised in Italy. We can have a look at him. If Dario is good enough, the option is there to buy him. If not, we've lost nothing. We've taken him in a development contract for a season and had a look, that's all. So, form guide for the game. We're on a little bit of form, so let's have a look at it. Where do we sit against Nottingham Forest? Well, they're 12th on the table at the moment and we are 19th. Over our last 10 meetings, we've only won 2, 1 away and 1 at home. We've lost 5 and we've drawn 3. Our last win was in 2012 and we've only won away at the City Ground once in our last 10 meetings. Similarly enough, we've also only won at home once in the last 10 meetings. So this is going to be a tricky one. We've seen so far form doesn't necessarily mean anything in those terms. Form in the season terms does, however, mean something. So let's have a look at that. We're coming into the game on the back of 2 wins and a draw. We've lost once in our last 5 games, which is a very, very positive thing to say out loud. I am including Fleetwood and Luton in this, of course. Nottingham Forest lost twice in the last 5, but are coming into the game on the back of 2 wins as well. So both teams coming into this game on a little bit of form, and we'll be keen to finish this little block of the season off before the international break with a win as well. A win for us puts us in a really strong position, just looking at that form guide, and really starts to build that momentum. And we can see if Gary Monk's style and ethos is really locked down. We have definitely seen signs of it the last 3 games, and it's been encouraging, and I'm hoping we'll see that again on Saturday. So, betting for the game, I've thrown this in for a first time just to have a look at it. We are 12-1 to win the game against Forest. As I said, bearing in mind the form that we've got against these guys, 12-1 is they're decent odds. Worth a flutter, I would say. So obviously Carl being Leeds United's partner, betting partner, 12-1, not bad odds in terms of winning a few quid, but not exactly putting us as firm favourites. So starting 11, I could not have got this more wrong against Luton. Everyone, I think, got this wrong, but drastically. I did say in my last video that there was arguments to be made about rotating the squad and bringing young players in, giving people game time. In saying that, I definitely didn't think it would happen like that. Called a different team. I'm going to have a go at this again. I don't think I'm going to get this right either, but we'll give it a go. So, starting off with the back 5, including our goalkeeper, Rob Green to come back in goal. Had a very good game before he stepped out. Liam Cooper, Kyle Bartley look very, very solid together at the back, so I wouldn't be changing that from our last league match. Luke Ayling right back has been very, very solid, and Charlie Taylor, again, we saw against Sheffield Wednesday, the old Charlie Taylor starting to show again. If Charlie Taylor wants to leave Leeds United, and if he wants to get a move away, well, then he has to step up and show what he's capable of. His performance at the start of the season won't get him moved to a Premier League club. He will need to be playing an awful lot better. Those won't gamble on him. At this point in the transfer window, anybody coming in is going to be coming in to a Premier League side, and they'll want them to be able to start and play. And Charlie Taylor's form up till Sheffield Wednesday wouldn't have indicated that. So if he wants to go, he's got to step up. If he wants to stay and keep his position, he's also got to step up. So hopefully we've seen that after the Wednesday game, and we've seen the old Charlie Taylor, and we will get the benefit of that against Forest. Midfield, I think he'll go with 4-4-2. He seems to be favouring that recently. Gambling here again, I think he's going to go with Bridcut and Phillips for this game. There again is that argument that Vieira could come in there. Mount didn't start the last game, Mount could come in. I don't think we'll see Luke Murphy or Grimes near the squad. I think Grimes is unbelievably, surprisingly poor. And Luke Murphy didn't finish the game. Again, very little impact from our 2 players in that match. Very little bite there. I think he'll go for a physical battle against Nottingham Forest because it's the away game. So I think we'll see Bridcut in there, and I think we'll see Calvin Phillips in there. On the wings, Hedy Sacco on the right. I'm going to go with Pablo Hernandez on the left. This is a gamble. I have no idea if he's going to play. It's a funny one with Hernandez. Hernandez was definitely bought to play in the number 10 role behind Chris Wood. And then in the interim period between signing him and getting him his clearance and getting him into the team, I think Gary Monk has had a good look and seen how Antonsen and Wood are starting to link up with each other, and is starting to favour this 4-4-2 system rather than going that option of dropping Hernandez off as a 10. He could change it slightly. He could pull Hernandez in, drop Antonsen off, go 2 behind Wood, like a 4-3-3 again. We've seen him do at parts in games. But I'm going to go for Hernandez on the left. I'd like to see him get in and get a bit of game time. We know he's a creative player and we know he can do damage. He's probably not 100% up to speed, and that's possibly another reason why he's not starting, I should say, every game. Sacco's been very impressive. Bags of pace, bags of ability, needs to work on the final ball, but is a definite danger. And being a league game against Nottingham Forest, and again that we'd like to get a result in, I think for this game he's definitely going to go with Hedy Sacco on the right. Up top, very little change here. Antonsen and Wood, there's the starting of a partnership there. Again, I've said it before, Antonsen's movement in the box is exceptional. His ability to find space to get goals, if he can be picked out, is excellent. It's also allowing Wood to make the runs in behind. Antonsen is distracting defenders away from Wood, giving Wood that bit of freedom he hasn't been getting as a lone striker, making it a bit difficult for him to mark, and he's starting to get more chances, and as we know, he is coming into this game on a bit of form. So that's the 11 that I would go with. Gary Monk's week this week has been fairly quiet. There was the train incident where a couple of people got a couple of comments from Massimo Cellino in a conversation. Usual thing, some guys taking advantage of the situation to ask some really good questions and get some clarity, and the odd one or two moron just spouting loud noises at the owner. Interesting to see him say that stop reading the rubbish. He had no intention of sacking Gary Monk. Don't believe everything you hear. We said that in the last video 2 weeks ago, that It's an easy column inch. Leeds fans will react to anything negative posted about Leeds. They will talk about it. It will get click-throughs. It will get views. It will get reads. It will get buys. And Leeds fans will buy this stuff. And because he has form, we tend to believe it. We shouldn't always do that. He did say Gary Monk is a great guy, young coach, a lot of potential there. So nice to see the owner sitting on train with fans again and maybe trying to build bridges that he shattered and smashed down. But then he blows hot and cold. He could wake up in the morning and sack him and sell half the squad. You wouldn't know. So score prediction. I'm going for 2-2 draw. I'm sitting on the fence this week. I can't look at the form for us, look at the two teams' forms coming into the game. I can't really stick my neck on the line and say we're going to get a win here. It's also worth pointing out that I don't see us getting beaten in this game. So, but I think there will be goals. I think we will score. I think Forest have definitely got a capability of scoring. So this is going to be a tricky one. Not the Sheffield Wednesday shouldn't have been a tricky one either, but we did very well against them. It's another away game on the bounce. So we'll see how we go into this. I would like to see us play with an attacking player. We know we're starting to see the basis of a very good counter-attacking side coming through there. So it'll be nice to see us be on the front foot in this game and take it to Forest and let's see if there's any cracks there. So that's my team prediction, a bit of news and the score prediction for the game. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you think the score will be different, what team would you pick? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at LUFC_TheView. That's the video. Any requests for any other videos, do let me know in the comments. Happy to do any, and I will talk to you soon.